All right, guys, the new car is right in front of me. Oh my gosh. I've had this thing for about 24 hours now, and it hasn't sank in, and I haven't stopped looking at it. I just cannot believe that this is mine. And the sun is setting and hitting it perfectly. Real quick, if I got you to come over to the YouTube from Instagram, thank you for coming over to the YouTube and checking it out. But without further ado, here we are. All right, here we are. We got Alex Patton back here filming whatever intro you just saw. You just tell me to move? No. I'm gonna have to give like a pretty in-depth walk around of like all the features it has and stuff after we're done filming. All right, guys, it's the next day, and it's finally time for me to go over this thing in a little more depth and talk to you about it. So, as you can see, this is my new 2015 Audi RS7. And I can't believe I'm saying those words because I've always, my whole life, looked up to this car and wanted to own this car. And you do have to be a pretty worthy competitor to compete with how much I loved the S6 and just how perfect the S6 was for me. But if it's any car, it's this one. And not just the RS7, this specific one is perfect. And now if you're an astute observer, you can tell right off rip, this is the exact same color as my S6. But whereas the S6 was a wrap, this is paint. This is actual Audi OEM paint. Door jambs to prove it. It's just nuts. Can't spoil the interior too much yet. I'll go over that in a moment after I walk around the exterior a little bit more. Obviously, this is just an iconic car. You've seen a million of these. This thing is peak Audi, in my opinion at least. Now, aside from the crazy paint, this thing was optioned really well from the factory. Back here, you can see this OEM diffuser is carbon fiber. So it has the whole carbon fiber package. I'm gonna walk back up front quick. To go along with that rear diffuser, we also have up front these OEM carbon fiber ducts and this little carbon fiber splitter right here. That is just so sick. And one of my favorite thing about all the 7s is these headlight housings are just blacked out from the factory. There's no reflectors in them or anything. It gives it such a mean look. And this is on the OEM 21-inch wheels. These brakes look scary and they are hot spotted a bit, so they do need replacement, and I'm terrified to know what these rotors cost. And you can see it is black optics too. It has all the black trim and everything. Everything you see is OEM, how it came out the factory. Now, because of how well optioned this car is, I don't know how crazy I want to go with cosmetics on this thing. But yeah, I think it's time to move on to the inside now. And this is what really did it for me. The paint is one thing, but having the paint comboed with this interior is just something else. Doesn't look like anything crazy right off rip, but then you notice a few small things. We have this little plaque right here that says Audi exclusive. Got the red stitching on the door here with the B&O sound system, of course. And then you notice the floor mats with the red striping to match, along with some OEM red footwell lighting. Now you look a little further and then you notice the golf ball steering wheel with the red stitching all inside of it. Carbon package, of course, but partnered with some piano black. And then it starts to really get good when you look this way. You see the red seat belt with, of course, all the red diamonds. The red seatbelts just look so clean. But we look at the headliner and we have a full suede headliner. I think that's just so sick. And to make the interior just a little bit cooler, when you turn the accessory on, this has the 3D sound system, so those little pods pop up. Now, if you can see it, we do also have this heads-up display system going on. Now, the only thing this doesn't have over my S6 on the inside, being a 2015, it doesn't have standard CarPlay. And then we have my favorite button in the whole car. Right here. This is my little active arrow button. And when I tap that, the wing is gonna pop up. Ready? Oh, shit. This is how you know you just made the best purchase of your whole life. I mean, come on, dude. And then in the back on the 7s, we have the rear buckets. Let's start this thing up. I'm not sure if you could hear the startup, and that's because this thing is bone stock. Other than I did swap my intakes over already. I snagged the intakes and inlets along with the full fuel system and high pressure fuel pumps off of my S6. I figured we could kind of build this thing from the ground up. It was bone stock. Literally within the first couple hours of my ownership, I swapped over the inlets, throttle body hoses, and the intake system from my S6. And then of course I threw the Jackal Stage 1 tune on it. And I gotta be honest, this thing, even in its Stage 1 form, it feels quicker than the S6. This thing is really quick, really quick. And now obviously with those stock cats and the full stock exhaust, this thing is way too quiet right now. Just listen. Yeah, that's gonna have to change. But I mean, while we're here, we may as well get a couple stock revs. This thing does have some pretty nasty pops for stock. Dude, really not bad for stock, right? I think I don't want to go super crazy. I want to keep the mufflers because they're valved, and it's pretty nice to have mufflers. The very first thing I'm going to do, and we'll make a video on this, but I think I'm going to convert the downpipes into a gutted downpipe. I've been doing that a lot recently, but I'm going to gut the cats, I think. And then additionally, I'll be swapping over my fuel system and everything. So this thing should be making, you know, mid to high 6s in no time. I just can't get over that plaque. Audi exclusive. Was it worth getting rid of the S6 and the SQ5 for this thing? Let me know. But next up, of course, we gotta drive it. Yeah, you're too quiet, bud. I think my new strat with showing off this interior is to keep all the seat belts buckled. This thing is basically an airplane, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, we're not even in sport, whoops. Stupid mistake. Oh, good pops and crackles for a stock car, dude. I'm gonna turn the traction off. This thing absolutely rips. Like, holy, dude. Chill. Yeah. God, I feel like a little kid, dude. Oh man, I need to get some clips from the outside of this thing, but she is way too quiet right now. Oh, brakes work really good. All right, pit stop. Oh, man. What a beautiful life. Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention, these got to be the sickest DRLs, headlights, whatever you want to call them, ever. This thing is sick. I really hope you guys respect my decision to get rid of a couple cars for this thing. At the end of the day, it was a really, really tough decision. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it really sucked. Walking away from the S6 for the last time. But there are a couple things from the S6 that get to carry over and stay with me. First, obviously, the paint on this car is the same color as the S6 was wrapped. So that's pretty cool to get to keep that same color with me. The motor and all the mods are gonna be exactly the same. Literally all the mods on this car are ripped straight off of the S6. I was working on my S6 for 7 hours. I was up until 5 a.m. getting all the mods off of it so that I could trade it in the very next day on this thing. So we have the paint carrying over from the S6. We have the mods carrying over from the S6. And one more thing we have, and this is gonna be like an OG status thing to know in a little while, but this coolant bottle is off of my S6. No lie, it is this exact coolant bottle. If this coolant bottle had a VIN, it would match the S6. And let me explain why. So when we got there, I test drove this car. It was super, super awesome, of course. I fell in love immediately, but then it started to overheat. Like actually overheat. Like it was hot. It was bad. I was very scared. I was super upset. I drove 2 hours to get to the car and I was fuming. I was not happy. But what they did was they pulled it into their service and diagnosed that the coolant bottle had a crack in it and it was letting air into the system and then overheating the car. So what they did to get it done that very day was they pulled the S6 and the RS7 side by side, and they literally swapped the coolant bottle from my S6 into the RS7. So now I get to carry a little piece of the S6 with me wherever I go. Of course, alongside all the mods that fed the motor on the S6. Like I said, I was super, super sad to let that car go. And the SQ5. The SQ5 was a little easier to let go for me because it was just the daily. But the S6 was something really, really special. But this just gets me going, dude. So that being said, pretty short video reveal here. I just wanted to get right to it. I want to start posting on this thing and working on it as soon as possible, but I want to bring you guys with me to do all the mods and everything. So the sooner I get this out, the sooner we get to build this thing. Let me know what we should do. I don't want to go crazy on the exterior. I think the factory options on this car are something that needs to be shown off. I think Audi has strayed so far away from just the raw beauty they used to give these cars. All the effort they used to put into designing these things. I think these need to stay clean and be showed off. So yeah, I hope you guys like it. There's plenty and plenty of content to come on this thing. And if you didn't come over from Instagram, you haven't heard me say this yet, but the turbo swapped S4 will be back soon. Like soon. So yeah, guys, we got some content flowing in finally. Hopefully you guys like it. We're gonna make this a pretty unique build. Thank you guys for tuning in. Let's get this build started. Yo, pause, cool outro. I'm about to leave. I just shot the outro. What we got, bro? We got a limo just parked up. How do you park that there? What?